We are back to old school gossip today, and we're going to get into another Jackson Brothers business. This time it's Jackie Jackson and his alleged extramarital affair with Paula Abdul. Now, on to why you are here. Let's talk about the eldest Jackson brother, Jackie, and his alleged but pretty widely known affair with Paula Abdul. Talk about a cold-hearted snake. This alleged Jackie Jackson and Paula Abdul situation is a wild story, and according to Jermaine Jackson's baby mama, the one he had the 2 kids with while he was married to Hazel, it's also a very true story. Yes, this is another story from Margaret Maldonado's book, Jackson Family Values. But don't worry, that's not the only word on which we're relying. I have a couple of other sources too for this story. Now, you might recall from the Jermaine Jackson cheating video that when Jermaine was having an alleged affair with Whitney Houston, one of the few couples they double dated with was Jackie Jackson and Paula Abdul. What I didn't mention in that video was that Jackie was married at that time and didn't have any business being on a double date or a single date or any kind of date with anybody except for his wife, Enid Jackson. But knowing the double date situation with Jermaine and Whitney gives us a timeline for this affair with Jackie and Paula. And that takes us back to 1984, when Paula Abdul was a Laker girl. According to Margaret, this affair came to a head one steamy night in Los Angeles. This time, it wasn't a double date. It was a one-on-one date with just Jackie and Paula. That's right, ladies. Paula had this lusciousness that is Jackie Jackson all to herself. Now, it is said that Jackie didn't go out of his way to keep this affair secret, and he was known to flaunt Paula, his professional cheerleader, all around Los Angeles. Well, Marlon Jackson's wife, Carol, found out that Jackie had taken Paula Abdul to the drive-in movies in the family's Range Rover. So, Carol told Jackie's wife, Enid, about this date, and then it was on. Enid drove up to the theater, spotted her Range Rover with Jackie and Paula in it, then proceeded to yank Paula Abdul straight up out of the Range Rover by her hair and drag her across the theater parking lot for a bit. Just a little bit. See, Enid Jackson didn't get to give Paula a thorough whomping because Jackie jumped out of the car to help Paula. He was trying to pull his wife off of Paula Abdul, and when the ladies were finally separated, he was checking on Paula to be sure that she was okay, not his wife. Boy, these Negroes, I tell you, sometimes they ain't worth. Never mind all that, back to the story. Well, you can imagine that Jackie's actions did not go over well with Miss Enid, who had probably just become the inspiration for the title of Paula's song, Knocked Out. So Mrs. Enid Jackson got into her car, put that bad boy in reverse, and ran into Jackie Jackson's leg and broke it. That'll teach him not to check on his mistress after his wife beats her up. The book, Untouchable, The Life and Tragic Death of Michael Jackson, describes the story almost the same, with Enid running over Jackie and breaking his leg. But instead of her finding him at the movies with Paula Abdul, in this book, the story says that she found him in bed with her. Either way, Jackie ends up with a broken leg. And that broken leg couldn't have come at a worse time for Jackie. See, Enid ran into his leg right before the Jacksons started the Victory Tour. Some of you watching will be old enough to remember that was the last big tour that all of the Jackson brothers did together after Michael started performing solo and decided to throw his brothers one last bone. Can you imagine the talk that Michael must have had with his brothers before the tour? guys. It's been really fun with you all for the last 20 years, but let's face it, the world wants to see me. And Janet, to a lesser degree, but well, now we're going to make a lot of money off of this tour, so I suggest that you spend it wisely and save it wisely, and I don't know, maybe seek other streams of income. Each one of you are talented, in your own way, and you can all write and produce and choreograph and sell shiny military-like jackets. The possibilities are endless for you guys. Really, I really believe that. But seriously, that was a massive tour. Each one of them walked away with millions, even Jackie, after having to miss the first half of the tour while he recovered from his broken leg. And some of you may also be old enough to remember that Jackie had to miss the first part of this tour. The story that the family and Jackson PR people had put out for the public back then was that Jackie broke his leg in a car accident. Well, now you know that was half true. I mean, it was a car, but that wasn't no accident, honey. 3 years after the Victory Tour, Jackie and Enid Jackson got divorced. Shortly after the divorce, Enid had Jackie Jackson arrested for violating the terms of a restraining order she was granted during their divorce proceedings. You see, in addition to being a cheater, Enid alleged, and it seems to be known, that Jackie was also a woman beater. Enid was able to prove this to the court, and she was granted a restraining order that kept Jackie 100 yards from the home and recording studio that they shared as a married couple. One random day after the divorce, he showed up to use the music studio, and that's when she had Jackie arrested. At some point, Paula Abdul was able to patch things up with the Jackson family, and after her time as a Los Angeles Lakers cheerleader, she would go on to become a choreographer for Janet Jackson before starting her own music career. And unfortunately, on December 20th, 1997, Enid Jackson suddenly died from a brain aneurysm at the age of 43. Conflicting reports state that she either died in the bathroom of a movie theater or at a plush restaurant. Either way, may she rest in peace. This video was originally uploaded to my main channel, Ty's Hot Mess History, in August of 2020. I'm now moving my Black entertainment and 1950s to 1970s pop culture scandal stories to this dedicated channel, Ty's Hot Mess History, Soul. You have a lot more scandalous stories like this on the way, some old and some new.